today?
On there.
Perfect, lovely. I know we're in your home. If you want a drink or anything at any stage, let me know. We can get that sorted, just so you're comfortable. Okay, so the reason I'm here today is for the offence of malicious communications, okay, against Catherine Egerton.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck that slag.
Okay, I'll explain it all and then we'll go into it, okay?
There's nothing malicious there. I said if she comes near me, I will smash her teeth out of her face.
Okay.
That's not malicious, it's a warning.
Okay, so to help you understand the offence, it is alleged that you've sent numerous emails to Catherine Egerton using abusive and threatening language, okay? So during this interview, I want to speak to you about this offence and anything else that I feel becomes relevant. Okay?
I don't give a monkey's. Listen, any council worker from social services come near me,
Okay.
I am going to use this and I'm going to smash their teeth out their face.
Okay.
They've all been warned.
Mhm.
The only good social work is a dead one. They took my son off me for no reason whatsoever.
Okay. I'll ask questions about it.
No,
Okay.
that's what this is all about.
Okay, that's
Right,
fine.
I'm
sir.
not denying that I've told her,
No.
but it's not a threat, it's a warning.
Okay.
And it's a promise. They come near me,
Mhm.
right, and I will smash their teeth out of their face.
Okay.
That is not a threat, that's a promise.
Okay. So.
As for abusive, there's been nothing abusive except for calling her a slag
Okay.
or a cunt. That's not abusive.
That's fine.
And a whore.
Okay. So this interview is about finding out the truth of what happened and to give you the opportunity to give your side of events.
Well, you
your
have
say
my
on
side,
things.
that's it.
Okay. In order for you to do this, I'll give you plenty of time to answer my questions. I ask that you consider your answers. We're in no rush, take your time. I also ask that we don't talk over one another as you may misinterpret the question that I've asked you, and likewise your answer is very important.
Right, I have just answered your questions.
Okay, I've got a few more. Okay, just a few more.
If it's to do with her or Kelly or any of them pieces of shit from child services, right, then I warn them all. They come near me
Okay.
after all the lies they've told, and I will smash their teeth out their face.
Okay.
I was given a court order that I could see my son every 3 months.
Okay.
Right, it was all arranged for me to see my son 3 months ago.
Okay.
Right, at the Bull,
Mhm.
down in Putney.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was all arranged. I even had the oxygen people send one of them.
Yeah.
I'd made arrangements for the ambulance service to take me there.
Yeah.
Right, and at the last minute, she turns around and says, "It's got to be at the council office." I said, "Well, I can't change my arrangements,
Okay.
and I want to see my son." Well, she said, "Well, we're not going to bring him up there." I said, "What, you think it's safer down there than you are up here?"
Okay.
Right, because you're not safe anywhere with me.
No.
If you try to end my visits, I will use my stick and you will not end my visits.
Okay.
I'm entitled to see my son.
Mhm.
They allow my son to go and see child abusers,
Okay.
right? And they have been told not to allow my son near these child abusers. These child abusers tried stitching me up because my son left them with his laptop,
Right.
and his laptop was linked to my WhatsApp,
Mhm.
and they've gone into my WhatsApp and started chatting to 13-year-old girls
Right.
using my son's computer, which linked to my WhatsApp.
Okay.
They tried to get me done for that, and I told them to fuck off
Right. Okay.
because that's not me,
No.
right? And that was 3 years ago. I haven't heard anything more about that.
Okay.
Then they come round here and started going on about a court order because social services sent them round,
Okay.
right? I haven't received any court orders from the court case that we was at.
Okay.
And if you notice, any mail that's out there goes straight in the bin.
Mhm.
When I've got 2 people that come here,
Yeah.
that's Lena,
Mhm.
well, 3 actually, Val and Bertie.
Okay.
And when they come in, if there's any mail that's been posted, they pick it straight up, put it in the bin.
Right. Okay.
Right, it's junk mail. I don't receive any mail.
Okay.
Right, and then they sent somebody round into the council to come staring through that window
Mhm.
while I had nothing on but that blue shirt there,
Okay.
and I mean just that blue shirt.
Mhm.
I was naked. I told him to fuck off.
Right. Okay.
And he said, "I'm here to talk." I said, "I'm telling you to fuck off looking through my window before I stick a knife in you."
Okay.
Right, and I'm in the kitchen, so I went for him with a knife. I couldn't have hit him, he was too far away. But in the end, he fucked off. He said, "I've got that on video." I said, "I don't care what you've got." I said, "Let's hope this goes to Crown Court, so as Crown Court can hear how you bastards have stolen my son with the help of the fucking local old Bill in the schools."
Mhm. Okay.
I said, you all link together, you all pieces of shit.
Okay. How old is your son, if you don't mind me asking?
He's 12 now.
12. Okay. And when did you last see him?
Father's Day when he was 9. Father's Day 3 years ago.
Okay. In terms
He
of...
took me to Costa for Father's Day coffee.
Oh.
And when we come back that day, that's when the old Bill turned up here with things that the Evanses have been doing down south.
Okay.
One of the geezers that come in here, those so-called pedophile hunters, come in here and give it the big one. He said to me, can you put your son in the bedroom? I said, what for? He said, because there's going to be a lot of swearing and a lot of violence. So I picked up my knife. I said, let's go to the violence. Right, he swung round, knocked my son down on all of my oxygen bottles, which were under that table over there at the time.
Okay, good.
Because I was on all oxygen bottles then.
Right, okay.
Right, my son's gone down, hurt his back. If it hadn't been for that, that geezer would never have got to the door.
Right, okay.
Because I was a lot fitter then.
Yeah.
And then I went to see my son last July.
Okay.
In Kent.
Okay.
And on the way back, I collapsed at the steering wheel. I had to stop, collapsed at the steering wheel. I was in so much trouble.
Okay.
They rushed in, took me to hospital. Right, and they didn't think I was going to leave the hospital. They told everybody that, well, my ex-wife, she was here, they told me that I wasn't going to leave the hospital.
Right, okay.
That's not the first time they've told me that.
No.
Right, I'm on palliative care. Do you know what that is?
No, talk me through that.
Palliative care is end of life. There's
Okay.
nothing they can do for you.
Okay.
I'm dying.
Okay.
I am dying.
Yeah.
And I've told Bedford Council, fucking Muslim-loving pieces of shit, they sacked all of their Jews there. Did you know that?
No. But...
Yeah. They sacked all their Jews there.
Okay.
Right. And they've gone on marches for these in London because of all of this business that's going on at the moment.
Okay.
Right, they've now got that councillor who's part of the group, who's part of the same mosque where the people come that flew planes into Twin Towers.
Right, okay.
There's a lot you people don't know in this town. Right, but it's the same place where they learn. They learned at Luton Airport how to fly planes. Right, and I said to them, when my son comes to see me, get an independent person. I can't leave my house unless I make arrangements with the ambulance service. It's like you want me to go to court, you've got to make arrangements with the ambulance service.
Yeah.
Because I can't get to court without them coming to pick me up.
Okay.
And without oxygen bottles, I've got half, that's all I've got left at the moment, which is what's in there, which is nearly a full bottle.
Okay.
Out of 2 bottles.
Okay. In terms of Catherine Egerton, how is she linked to you and your son? In terms of
She's his social worker.
social worker. Okay.
And I wrote to them and I asked them to give me my son's address so I could send him his birthday presents for the 30th of next month.
Okay.
Right, because it's his birthday.
Mhm.
Right, and she said to me, well, send it to me. Well, every time I've sent presents to them, he's never got them.
Right, okay.
So I said, no, I wouldn't send a fucking present to that slag if she was the last thing on earth.
Okay. How long has she been your son's social worker?
A year,
Yeah.
maybe longer.
Okay. And are you currently in contact with Catherine?
No, she won't talk to me. I'm barred from contacting the council. Every time I contact the council, it says that my emails are barred.
Okay. Do you send emails to Catherine, or have you ever sent emails?
I have, yeah.
You have. And what were them emails about?
Seeing my son.
Okay.
She kept coming up with lies and excuses. Harry doesn't want to see you now. Well, then all of a sudden somebody else says that Harry's looking forward to seeing you. But she said, but he doesn't want to see you, the lying cunts. I'll tell you that now.
Okay.
You know, they've been working on my son to turn him against his mother and I since the word go. In fact, that school, Scott Primary School, were taking my son out of class and teaching my son to hate Jews until one day he come home here, pulled a knife on his mum and attacked his mum because she's half Jewish, screaming all Jews must die.
Okay.
And then when we found out where it came from a woman called Wira Siri. It's got primary school. It was taking him out of class and teaching him about the Muslims that hate Jews.
Okay.
And he kept saying to me, "You're not my dad because you're an infidel."
Right. Okay.
This is at 9 years old, like 8.5 years old.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he was getting this from school.
Mm. Okay. Do you have Catherine's email currently? Like, do you still know it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And when was the last time you emailed Catherine? Don't know.
6 months ago, maybe longer.
Okay. What's your email address, sir?
stvskigs@gmail.com.
TV Skeggs.
skigs@gmail.com. And it's barred from contacting Bedford Council.
Okay.
If you go in and check, you'll find out that I can't send it. If I
Okay.
send any email via that email.
Mhm. Did she ever reply back to any of your emails?
No, she got her boss reply back and say, "You can't tell my staff what to do or talk to them the way you do. Can't call my staff whores." Well, actually I can, because a whore means there's somebody that sells their soul for whatever they want.
Okay.
Doesn't just mean somebody's sexual.
No.
It means somebody that sells their soul
Mhm. How many emails?
for their job or whatever.
Okay. How many emails would you say you've sent Catherine?
5 or 6 of
5 or
those.
6. Okay. Within your emails to Catherine, have you ever used threatening language or been abusive towards her?
I'm always abusive to her. I always say with disrespect. I call her harpy. I say that she talks like the rear end of a ball. Balls droppings, things like that.
From any of the
I
emails.
will never be respectful to a person like that.
And
The person that takes a child away for money.
Okay.
Same as I wouldn't to a school that takes a child away for money. What I want to know is how much the coppers get for taking a child away from their parents every time they do it to help the social.
Okay. Do you think that any of the emails you've sent her have caused her any distress?
How can I cause her distress? She knows that I can't leave my home. I'm here all the time. The only way they cause her distress is if she walks into my home. Or if I see her face to face.
Did you send Catherine, or do you remember sending Catherine an email on the 10th of January? I know it's quite a long way away.
Probably.
Probably. Okay.
What did it say?
Can you remember what you said in the email?
No, I don't keep them.
Okay. So within that email, you've said nothing can be changed there. So you already had this planned because you're a two-faced piece of shit like Gestapo SS. Do you recall saying that?
Yeah, Gestapo SS.
Why did you say this? Explain it to me. What happened?
Because they were supposed to be letting me see my son.
Okay. Is that when they rearranged it? When he was meant to come here? Was it that time?
I think that was January, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you think Catherine felt from you saying that?
I don't give a fuck how she felt. How she think I felt when they took my son away from me and his mother. With no evidence apart from their stupid statements or statements from pedophile family. Who they allow my son to go near. Who you people wouldn't even do anything about. You wouldn't even arrest this bastard and knock my son over, even though I had a witness on the phone.
Okay. Did you send Catherine an email on the 11th of January? Or do you remember sending an email on the 11th?
No.
No.
I haven't said it.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, I'm on so many drugs,
Mhm.
I couldn't tell you when I've sent anything or what I've said most of the time.
Okay.
But if it finishes yours disrespectfully, that's exactly what it means, yours disrespectfully. I've got no respect for them.
No. Okay.
And they haven't deserved my respect. They don't deserve it,
No.
and they won't get it.
Okay.
And I don't treat people I don't respect
No.
respectfully. I I treat them like shit.
So within that email on the 11th of January, you've said, apart from the fact that the first time I see you, I'm going to smash your teeth out of your head with my walking stick head, as that weighs 2.5 pounds of metal shaped like a Jaguar car emblem, and nothing will stop me from hitting you with it. Slag. Do you recall saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said it a number of times.
Okay.
I said it to you just now on video.
And why did you say that? Was that just because of the whole issue with seeing your son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And telling lies all the time, saying that my son doesn't want to see me or his mother when he does, when he says to somebody else that he does.
Okay. What you said, did you mean it? The threat that you made?
If she comes anywhere near me, yeah. It's up to her. If she comes anywhere near me, yeah.
Okay.
And that does weigh 2.25 pounds if you have a look at it.
Mm. So if she came here, you'd carry out that threat?
I would
Is that
smash
what
you
you're
in the
saying?
mouth with that so quick she wouldn't know what hit her. I'll tell you that now. That's why I said to them, get somebody else. Don't send social workers here. Get independent people to sort out my son.
Okay.
Not them scumbags.
Did you send Catherine an email on the 15th of January? Do you remember?
No.
No. Okay. Within that email, you've said, I'll smash her teeth so far down her throat that she will need a proctologist to brush them, and the same goes for a piece of shit like you stupid cunt. Do you remember saying that?
Probably.
Yeah.
Another social worker. That was her boss telling me not to send emails.
Okay. So this was the time that the boss replied, and you replied back to the boss?
Yeah, sent me threatening emails. They've got a bad habit of threatening me, but if I go back, they don't like it.
Okay.
Bloody woke, two-faced piece of shit.
Who did you refer to, or who are you talking about when you said, I'll smash her teeth so far down her throat?
Egerton. Or Kelly.
Who's Kelly?
She's the one that got £300 for taking my son off me. They get £1,000 if a child is below 2 years old. Helps them buy their cars and houses. It's called Kids for Cash. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
Well, I'd look into it if I was you. It was set up by Tony Blair and they still get paid for doing it.
Okay. Again, did you mean this threat?
Of course I mean it. It's
Yeah.
not a threat. I'm telling them if they come near me, I can't go to them. Don't come near me. Don't make threats to me and come near me. Because they've always said something to me first before I've blown up first.
Okay.
If they'd have been reasonable, I was reasonable.
Yeah. Okay.
But if they start sending me threats, oh, you know, you don't say this to your son, you don't say that. Who the fuck are you? That's my son. I'll say what I like to him. You know, the courts don't give you the rights to tell me what I can and can't say to my son.
Mm.
Nothing in law does. You took my son away illegally.
Mhm.
You stole my son.
Okay.
I've got websites and everything that I've sent it all to.
Right. Okay.
Right, I've got everything on the internet.
Mhm. Right. So it's been ongoing for a while now. The battle between you and seeing your son.
Listen, after they come here with, after that bullshit with the old Bill coming here saying I can't have my son because of them clowns out there saying that I was sending messages to 13-year-old girls, which I wasn't.
No.
Right, and I can prove I wasn't.
Okay.
The point is, after them coming here and saying I can't have my son and taking all my phones and his and stuff,
Mhm.
but they didn't go down south to take the computers off them
No.
that my son uses.
Okay.
They didn't go down there and sort them out and stop him from seeing my son.
Mm.
After they'd been told that he abused my ex-wife when she was 13,
Mhm.
and the one before them, because my ex-wife was booked
Right.
when she was 3 years old. She was booked.
Okay.
£10,000 they paid for her from Eastern Europe.
Really.
And when they got her home, all of her life she'd had been dragged up and down the stairs by her hair. She'd been physically abused, sexually abused.
Right. Okay.
She got involved with me, and it took me years to find out why she was so
Mm.
depressed and down as she was.
Yeah.
And when I did find out, I stopped the family from coming here near my son.
Right. Okay.
Right, they took us to court,
Mhm.
and the judge was umming and ahhing. I said, look, put it this way, they come anywhere near my son, and I'll break their fucking jaws.
Okay.
And I walked out the court.
Okay.
And I don't know what the judge said after that.
No.
And they've been writing statements to social services and everything. And I found out that they went, the day my son was born,
Mhm.
they turned up the hospital. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
And I was due to bring my ex home and my son home that day.
Mhm.
And they'd gone out and said to the doctor that my ex shouldn't be allowed home with my son because she was mentally unstable.
Right.
So the doctor refused to let her home until she seen a psychologist.
Right.
And they made up every excuse until eventually I put the doctor against the wall
Mm.
and said to him, my missus isn't on any antibiotics, and neither is my son.
No.
So what's the true fucking story?
Mm.
And he said, look, I said, don't look me. I said, because I'll bury you here and now. I said, what's the true story?
Mhm.
He said, well, I was told by the Evanses that she's mentally unstable. If I allow her out, the child could be seriously injured.
Okay.
I said, and you believe then?
Mm.
I said, without speaking to me or anybody else. I said,
Yeah.
you're a fucking idiot. I said, typical specialist you are. I said, go on. I said, fuck off. I said, you're not worth the time of day.
Okay.
Anyway, that day they allowed my son to come home. But that's how it started. Then all of a sudden we got him notify social services and them come out when my son was a baby. For 11 months, geezer come out here regularly to see us. And in the end, after 11 months, he turned around and said, what am I coming here for?
Mm.
He said, your son's perfectly healthy, he's perfectly happy, he's well looked after, and he's clean.
Mhm. Yeah.
He said, so everything I'm being told doesn't match for the people you are.
No.
He said, so I'll call this off.
Mhm.
Which he did. Next time we had social services involved was when I was Scott Primary School.
Right. Okay.
Right, when I went in there and they started teaching my son religion, I said, wait, what are you doing? I said, you don't come teach my son religion.
No.
I said, you've been told not to. I said, he's come home and he's gone with his mother because of his religion. I said, I'm telling you, don't do it again.
No.
I said, and I turned around, I said, we were serious. I said, you stay away from my son. I said, if my son comes home and tells me once more that you've been telling him about all this Muslim crap, I said, I will come here. I said, and I will take the jaw off. And she said, what? I said, you heard me. I said, my son's here to study, he's not here to learn about religion.
Okay.
Next thing, my son, I had an app on my phone
Mhm.
which allowed me to link with his phone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know the apps I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I used
Yeah.
to pay for it. Anyway, I could watch everything he did.
Yeah.
I've gone into him one day and he's giggling on the phone. I what's he giggling over? I looked over his shoulder, he's watching child porn.
Right. Okay.
I've grabbed the phone. I said, where'd you get this from and how'd you get it on the phone without me knowing?
Mm.
He said, well, this boy told me how to download an app called DuckDuckGo
Right.
and I could watch it on there and you wouldn't know. I said, how do you get that from another kid? He said, well, his dad told me.
Okay.
Muslim family. So I went and told Mrs. Barker, complained to her, and she said, I would do something about it. They did nothing.
Okay.
They did nothing. Right? And then got another social worker involved, and then after a while he turned around and he said, he said, I'm not carrying on with this after 9 months.
No.
He said, because we was on a 12-month watch. He said, I'm not carrying on with this. He said, your son's clean. He said, I can't see anything wrong.
Okay.
He said, he's well spoken. He said, he's well looked after. He said, you feed him well.
Mhm.
And I was healthy at the time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he comes home with his book, little booklet, 9 years old. It's got this picture in it, and it's got this little girl with a cross there and there where her tits are.
Right.
And it said, now a boy. And then below that, had a little boy with a cross where his cock should be.
Mm.
And it said, now a girl. My son came out to me and said, why are there 84 different genders, Daddy? I thought you told me there's only 2.
Right.
I went into school, I said, I told you, don't teach my son all this fucking woke gender bullshit.
Mm.
There's male and there's female, there's no other gender. And she said, but there is. I said, no, there's not. You're born either a man or a woman. I said, you can change to whatever sex you like when you get older, when you're 18.
Mm.
Anyway, it started and I said, look, no, I'm not having this, I'm taking him out of school. And that slag refused to release him from school until she got social services involved again.
Okay.
Every time I tried to get, she said, well, you haven't sent me, you haven't given me a letter. I had given her a letter. I gave her a letter that day. I sent her one by email saying that I'm withdrawing my son from school. I don't want him kept at the school where they're prejudiced by the way they are. You know, and where they teach people the things that they're teaching kids the things they're teaching. He's 9 years old and he's coming home to me talking about puberty in girls and boys, talking about sex changes, talking about a clinic in London that's now well known for using tablets to stop a child from progressing. The government's even had to bring a law in to stop them. But the schools were teaching this, especially Scott Primary School, and social services have been teaching this to my son. And the place they put him in care, that's where they've been teaching him the same thing. Because where he was in care, there was 2 lesbos and a cross-dresser, where they was bringing him up in care, and I kept kicking off with him. Not in care, in a thingbob house.
Yeah.
And I kept kicking off with social services, and they kept sending him to the Evanses, who were known child abusers.
Right.
And when my ex contacted the police and asked them to do something about the child abusers, they did nothing.
Okay.
They did nothing, but they're prepared to persecute people over the, you know, they're prepared to persecute Jimmy Savile because people say things against him because he's a celebrity. Or somebody like that, even though a lot of them have been disproved now. Cliff Richards. Somebody said something about him, and everybody went wild. But she wants to make a statement against these people when nobody did nothing. And the social services are saying, well, the child can go and live with them, and they're 2 pufter kids who like playing with little boys' willies. 2 grown men.
Okay. Back to Catherine Egerton.
I don't want to talk about that slag.
No, there's just 2 more, and then 2 more things.
No, there's not 2 more things. I've told you.
I know you told me.
I'm prepared. Listen, I've told her a number of times. I don't want her involved with me or my family. If she comes anywhere near me, I will smash her teeth out. Because she's a 2-faced lying slag. And I don't want people like that near me. That's not threatening her, that's telling her, don't come near me. They're warnings. Any social worker wants to come through that door, you know, child services wants to come through that door, be wary, because the minute they open their mouth with a tiny little lie, I will hit them. I might be dying, but I've still got enough strength to do some damage.
If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer it, but how long have you been suffering with this condition?
It started 4 years ago when I was rushed to the hospital, and I died for 2 minutes, 45 seconds. And they put me on, they had me on end of life, and they had Macmillan nurses out because they said I'd never leave hospital.
Okay.
I overcome that, and then next time I went to the hospital, they gave me 6 months, and then the last time I went to the hospital, they gave me 2 weeks. And now the doctor says he doesn't know, but he knows it'll happen one day.
Okay.
Sometimes Lena comes in here, she puts a mirror under my nose because she thinks I'm dead. The man that comes in to do my cats, feed the cats and clean up their mess about, he sometimes thinks I'm dead.
In terms of you being here, any times that you want to leave or
I can't
go,
leave. I'm
you
housebound.
can't. Does it have to be ambulance supported if you go anywhere? Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows that. I don't make any bones about it. You can see I'm on oxygen. I've got bloody oxygen.
No, I just wanted to clarify like what it meant.
I can't even get to the door with this.
Okay.
It takes me to that corner, you know that corner you come round?
Yeah.
It takes me to there and no further.
Okay.
And any deliveries they bring in for me, there's a note on the door for it.
Okay. Is there anything you wish to add further to this interview?
No, just tell social services to stay away from me and they're all right.
Okay.
And to stop making statements because They can't do fuck all until I actually do something. Listen, I've been charged, I've been done for threats to kill and all sorts. One thing the court say is that if you make threats to kill, that is taken literally and you can be charged.
Mhm.
Threatening behaviour, unless you actually do something, there's fuck all we can do about it.
Okay.
Right, that's every court I've been to, every Crown Court I've been to, and I won't let anybody deal with anything at a magistrate's court.
Okay.
So if you want to do this, make sure it goes to a Crown Court.
Okay.
Because
Are
that's
there-
where I'll get it taken to. I won't get it dealt with at magistrates.
Are there any other facts which you are now aware of that would disprove your involvement in this offence?
I haven't committed an offence.
Okay.
An offence is when you do something knowingly that causes somebody harm. I haven't done anything that causes somebody harm. All I've done is warn people off. There's a difference.
The time is now 16:52 and I'm concluding this interview, okay? Right, that camera's off, just so you know. So, there's just a few copies I have to give to you with a few bits of information on them, that's for you to keep, okay?
I don't want
You don't want them, no? Do you want me to leave them here? Or
No.
no?
them.
Okay. If you do change your mind, just let me know.
No, I don't need any of that crap. Let me tell you something. They will come running to you every chance they get
Mhm.
because they're trying to stop me having any access to my son whatsoever.
Mhm.
And that's what they've been doing for years.
Okay.
Because I used to once have a bad criminal record.
Mhm.
When people like you come to see me, you had to have guns once.
Right. Okay.
It was regional crime only or
Mhm.
armed response only.
Okay.
Because I make no bones about it. I've stabbed old Bill, I've scolded the ball over nonsense.
Okay.
I've been a right nasty piece of work.
Mm.
I jumped the docks at Chelmsford Crown Court and gave the judge a good kicking once
Okay.
before they put up all of these barriers.
Yeah.
Just because he called me a liar. Because I don't tell lies.
No.
Right, and I won't be called a liar by anybody. If somebody wants to call me a liar, then I will hurt them.
Okay.
Right, and I've really hurt old Bill in the past, and I don't give a fuck.
No.
Like Errol Green, I jumped on his car once, kicked the fucking top off it, it had a single blue
Oh yeah.
in those days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's on his little mic going, "Errol, he's killing my car," until I jumped off and kicked him in the mouth.
Right. Okay.
You know, I've got no time.
No.
I have got no time for idiots.
No.
And I know the law quite well, and I know that what I'm saying is not a criminal offence. You can do it under whatever section you like.
Mhm.
And what section are you doing this under, by the way?
At the minute, it's malicious communications. That's the offence that it's under. Okay.
Well, there's nothing malicious there, that's just warnings.
Okay. That's fine.
But
Oh.
malicious if I said to them that I'm coming after them, and I'm looking for them, and I'm going to do this when I get to them, but I'm not. I'm telling them if they come near me. There's a big difference. That's telling them. That's a warning. That's not a threat.
Right. I'm gonna get going. If, like I said, if you want any copies of this, let me know, and I'll be in touch. Okay. If you get any calls from a private number withheld, it'll probably be myself. And I'll call you on your home phone if that's alright.
Oh, by the way, how did you get my home phone number?
It was on the records.
On whose records?
When you were arrested last, it was under your communications. You gave it to our custody.
No, I never ever did it here, custody.
It was under communications.
Right, which means they've got it from somewhere.
Okay.
Because I've never given you my home phone number because that's unlisted. I would have given you my mobile, but that never works here anyway.
Okay, I was going to say, you can give me a mobile if you want, if that's what you prefer, but if it doesn't work, then...
Doesn't work here.
Okay. Alright, no worries. Alright, I'll be in touch, so alright. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, no
I'll
problems.
see you later.
Yeah, bye, mate.